Good evening, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching. Nice and bright now, I'm finally on British summertime, so yay summer, that's what I say. Esther McVey, one of the Tory ministers from the previous government, has come out and she said that she thinks that the Tories should step aside in the upcoming by-election in my area. Now, Esther McVey, she's one of the dries in the Tory party. There are a few Tories that are decent. I do think Esther McVey is one of the decent ones. David Davis is another one. I've really gone off Jacob Rees-Mogg in the past year or so. He's not really that right-wing. But they're not saying it to be nice. They're saying it out of pragmatism. The Tories are done. And that's the whole point of the Reform UK Party, is the Tories are done and there needs to be a right-wing alternative in the United Kingdom. If we've got all these left-wing parties, there needs to be right-wing parties as well. In the interest of fairness, that's just my opinion of course, your mileage may vary. Now, if you look at the general election result from last year, it's largely irrelevant if the Tories stand in this seat or not. Nobody in my seat will vote Tory, generally speaking. There's three areas in the Runcorn and Helsby area that are the ward, shall we say, the broader towns. You've got Runcorn proper, which is separated into the old and the new town. You've got Frodsham, which is a smaller settlement, and you've got Helsby, which is an even smaller settlement. The opulent people, the champagne socialists, the Labour lovies, they're going to be living in Frodsham and Helsby, and they're not going to be voting for reform. But the bulk of the constituency is the working class people in Runcorn. They are likely going to be voting for reform. That's just my opinion. Your mileage may vary on that point, but that's my take on the matter. And this is my patch, so I tend to know it quite well. If you look at the seats, let's just bring it up now. This is Tatton. This is posh Cheshire. This is where Esther McVey is an MP. She's in a safe Tory seat and she's being pragmatic because she knows during the next general election she's going to want some form of non-aggression pact with Reform UK to get Labour out, which I think would be a mistake. For reform, there's no need for it at this point, there really isn't. We've got some smaller competition in the upcoming election. I've noticed that we've got the English Democrats and we've got the English Constitution Party. Both are English nationalists and they could do some damage to reform. So generally speaking, I don't think it's a shoo-in. They're going to splinter the reform votes. However, I do think that Labour are going to be out on their arse. It's all about Tories trying to claw back their tarnished brand. Never forget, the only reason Reform UK is necessary, the only reason Reform UK is needed, is because the Tories, since 2010, haven't been remotely conservative. Always factor that in, always bear that in mind. If you look at the most recent polls that we've got, Reform are ahead in both. They are 3 or 5 points ahead, depending on what poll you look at. So you are going to get the smaller parties splintering into that. As I say, the English Democrats and SDLP and the English Constitution Party. But, in my view, Reform have got it. Your mileage as always may vary. If you like my video, comment below and subscribe. If you think I'm right, Reform doesn't need to do any sort of election pact. And the Tories are all about trying to save some face and they're trying to save their own tarnished arse. Let me know, comment below, if you think Reform are going to win it, let me know, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good evening and thank you for watching.